Ishabon and Gordon in the house, back with another Arsenal news episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this news episode, we are going to talk about you've seen what I've written there about Patson Daka, Phil Coutinho, and of course Martin Odegaard as well. So probably Odegaard in detail because yes, he had a game yesterday, um, and they have a game against Turkey coming up as well. So we got an update about his injury in that game. Of course, we are also going to talk about Marca. Yes, Marca have come up with a news about Real Madrid. Whether what exactly did Martin Odegaard mean in the comments that he's made? Where is Martin Odegaard's future? Can Arsenal actually go and buy him up? Are Real Madrid all out to sell him? Everything will be discussed. And of course, there are some few interesting names who can be Arsenal's new number 10 or number 11 or whatever. But a central attacking midfielder, a midfield option that is used for creativity. So, let's see who are what and what are the news. So, the first news that we got for you is that number one is Martin Odegaard, Norway's national team coach Stale Solbakken confirms Martin Odegaard has not suffered a serious injury. He hopes to have him back against Turkey on Saturday. Now, even Dr. Rajpal Brar tweets out that Odegaard ankle injury, right ankle rolled inwards as he was cutting to the left with the ball, looks to be relatively mild. And yes, even Arias Out Sadas also tweeted out that Martin Odegaard is coming off due to an ankle injury. Just asked the manager Solbakken to leave the pitch. That's what happened. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, Odegaard is fine. Moving on, so talking about Martin Odegaard again in detail, I'll get back to it. But look at Gabriel Magalas on Instagram posted this image with the caption hashtag Gunners red and white. So yes, Gabriel Magalas in a vintage Arsenal kit. Even if they bring back this kit, I'll buy it. It looks so slick. I love it. I just love it. Very well. So talking about different stuffs, let us talk about something really special about Martin Odegaard. So Marca's recent report, according to Marca, Real do not contemplate selling Odegaard permanently. The player is still determined to succeed at Real, but before returning he wants to know what the coach, whoever it is, wants from him and the role that he would play in the team. So to talk about the official report from Marca, the headline is Odegaard finds in Arsenal the happiness he wants to have at Real Madrid, that the goal of the Norwegian is still to triumph in the white team. Now, Martin Odegaard, the contribution of the former Real Sociedad team to the game of the team led by Arteta, is the reflection of the true game and level of the midfielder who started the season with problems in one of his knees and was not even given enough time to demonstrate his qualities. At the club, they were convinced that once all the problems have been overcome and confidence restored to 100%, the Odegaard explosion was going to come again. In fact, the Norwegian left accepting the salary cut in a gesture that fully denotes the understanding between the leaders and the player, who has found in Arsenal and in Arteta the support that he actually lacked from Zinedine Zidane. Also, at Arsenal, the satisfaction is complete. The improvement of the team has come from the hand of the contribution of Odegaard, and the improvement of level in general of a team that started the campaign is in a hesitant way and is now in the fight to enter Europe via the Premier League and even for the conquest of Europa League. Also, they say that Odegaard is happy at Arsenal. A very different panorama has been found to the one he had in the first months of this season, especially in relation to the confidence of the coach. Now his goal is to close the season in the best possible way with the English club and then examine the different alternatives that may be presented to him. But for the moment, he is very comfortable at Arsenal, but he still has the idea of succeeding in the head in Real Madrid. Now, according to Jose Felix Diaz, Real do not contemplate selling Odegaard permanently as well. So let's see what happens. Well, I believe everything is going to be super positive. Let's just not forget about the whole situation that Martin Odegaard is not wanted at Arsenal, or yeah, whatever. So also, Martin Odegaard has revealed how Arsenal players inspired him to take a stand against Qatar World Cup. The awarding of the World Cup to Qatar ahead of 2022 has dominated headlines for more than a decade now, and that does not mean it has gone away. Odegaard said he wants to make Arsenal fans proud by making a statement against alleged human rights violation in Qatar ahead of next year's World Cup. Now, criticism of the award of the World Cup to Qatar has been rife since the decision was made in 2010, and many claiming the Arab state was not suitable to host the showpiece event. Temperature Temperatures means the competition has already had to be moved from the summer to the winter, and that's just semantics compared to the shocking human rights violation that have been alleged. The Guardian reported that more than 6,500 migrant workers have died in Qatar since the World Cup was awarded to the Gulf state, which has been heavily criticized, of course. So, well, even Norwegian Football Federation is planning to take a stand, with head coach Ståle Solbakken saying, "We're working on something concrete. It's about putting pressure on FIFA to be even more direct, even firmer with the authorities in Qatar to impose stricter requirements." And Odegaard said, "I have the impression that a lot of players are interested in this, care about it, and want to do something to try and contribute in a good way." And of course, let's see about what Odegaard does, what happens in at the earliest. Let's see. But moving on, so talking about different stuff, let's talk about Alex Lacazette, ladies and gentlemen. He did something really funny on his Instagram stories. So the three Lions are out of training the 24 hours involved. They said in a tweet, the England Euro qualifiers, Marcus Rashford sits out, and so does Bukayo Saka. That was the tweet that I already mentioned to you. The injury is serious enough to keep him out of the opening game against San Marino. So Alex Lacazette, in one of his Instagram videos, Saka appears to have something else on his mind. The Frenchman is one of the several first-team players not to call for international duty and is therefore still training at the London Conley training base. You can see the image. This is what he posted on his Instagram stories. My money too. Well, it is unclear as to what is the reference, but it seems that Lacazette won't be letting their matter rest for the time being. Funny story, but let's talk about something pretty darn serious. So Phil Coutinho can offer Mikel Arteta and Odegaard one key thing that Martin Odegaard cannot. Now Arsenal could have the choice of signing Coutinho or Odegaard once the transfer window opens in the summer. The final stretch of the campaign is approaching, and as a result, many clubs are beginning to look ahead to the business that they can actually conduct. And of course, we all know Barcelona, Ronald Koeman, I mean, they would want to pay Liverpool a lot in terms of appearances for Felipe Coutinho if they play him more. Probably he's injured as well. Also, the impression that Odegaard is actually left on Arsenal is also not something that they can actually forget in recent times. So in terms of offering a scoring threat, Coutinho appears to hold the edge. The 28-year-old's numbers of goals per 90, excluding penalties over the period in question, is twice as high as Odegaard's average. Coutinho has scored 9 non-penalty goals in that time compared to Odegaard's 5, despite the latter playing over 1,000 minutes more. The scoring stems from Coutinho's tendency to shoot when the opportunity arises, with 3.7 efforts per 90, which is notably high for a player who isn't deployed as a striker. Odegaard, for context, has averaged just 1.7 attempts on goal per 90 at Arsenal, Madrid and Real Sociedad. However, the numbers are a lot closer in the creative department, with the Norwegian coming out on top for key passes per 90. For perspective, a key pass is a pass that directly leads to a shot, and Odegaard has averaged 2.1 per 90 compared to Coutinho's 1.7. The 22-year-old also finds the penalty box with passes slightly more often, although he's been marginally less inclined to move his team forward by averaging fewer progressive passes. So talking about the comparison made, one of the goal threats is Felipe Coutinho, but Martin Odegaard is all about the creativity. It all depends on what Mikel Arteta wants to bring at the table. Also, another number 10 alternative for Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen, it's none other than Jack Grealish. Well, Nigel Winterburn, former Arsenal defender, believes that Arsenal should go all out. If they can't get Martin Odegaard, there is another alternative in the summer transfer window that Arsenal should look into. It is none other than Jack Grealish, and Nigel Winterburn believes that Arsenal should go all in for Jack Grealish. Now that's nothing wrong in doing that, but Winterburn has a plan for that almost all the Arsenal fans would actually agree with. So he says, "I'd like to see Arsenal go all in and sign Jack Grealish. He's a terrific player. His ability speaks for itself, and he's the type of player that if we want to move forward, then we should be looking to buy. He tends to prefer to play on the left-hand side, so we need to see how that works with Arsenal's current setup, but I'm sure he could play in that number 10 role as well." Lot is up in the air with Arsenal. If they're not sure if Odegaard will sign in the long term, and that needs to be addressed beforehand, one thing is for sure: if Grealish does become available, then a whole host of clubs will be in for him. To Winterburn's point, a host of clubs would be interested in the attacking midfielder if Villa were to cash in on him this summer. £100 million, according to Telegraph, is the price tag. Yeah, that is the bare minimum that Aston Villa would take. So let's see what the future holds for Jack Grealish. So with this, we end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. Also, even according to Ekrem Konur, Arsenal are damn interested in signing Patson Daka. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Patson Daka to Arsenal. Well, but they're hoping to actually raise 25 to 30 million euros by the sale of Patson Daka. So a strong possibility that Patson Daka might land up at Arsenal. So with this, we end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal on this platform every single